Just the two of us. Copyright. Ew. It's been a minute since it's been just us, Mike.
I know. It's maybe UK?
UK 7, I think.
UK 7.
Ah, the days. Shout out to... Oh, and what a great plug for the UK 7 tour if you are in the UK and can go see them in April, hosted by the one and only, the icon, Miss Davina DeCampo, who we had on the pod a few weeks ago. Go check out our coverage of UK versus the world. I didn't realize I was going to get a plug in less than a minute into the pod today, but go check it out.
The queens deserve it. You might not have liked
Please.
the season, but the queens, you cannot take it away from them. They were amazing.
And please, 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 for those of us that like can't go, like I would be there if I physically could. Like, I know I would, Mike probably would, like all of us here probably would. I know Rupert's going and I'm thrilled about it. But like, please, if you're in the UK and you're in one of the cities that they are going to or around it, please, please, please go support the season 7 girls and Davina. Link for that will be in the description of this video. So, with that being said, hi everyone. Welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy, say something gay. Gay, with a little bit of a cough today. So if you notice that, don't. Just don't. It's fine. I'm trying to get rid of it by drinking coffee, and it's actually helping. So, you know, we'll take that. I'm not too mad at it. But also on hand, I've got my cup mug with fan attachment now. I just put it in here and I said, that's fine. That works for me. And you can get your cup mug and all of our other merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. The link is in the description below and that lovely QR code up in the top right corner. Go check it out. Go like the shop. Let Lana know if you're grabbing some merch. Go check it out. Yeah, we've got some fun stuff and more things on the way because I asked Lana to do so.
And howdy, y'all. It is Mike, your beefy bodybuilding correspondent down in Dallas, Texas. I put the him and himbo and the gay and video gamer. And my name is Mike the Himbo, and I've got something to say. Nene's got a gun.
Yes.
Nene's got a gun. Okay. No copyright, but
no copyright.
Nene's got a gun.
Nene's got a gun.
That's so funny. And then I went on YouTube and I watched that scene from, I think it's Not Another Teen Movie.
Yeah, not
where
another
he's like,
teen movie,
to really woo the woman you're looking for, you got to sing a song with her name in it. And so he sings, Janie's got a gun, and then campus security tackles her.
God damn it! It's too good.
Yeah, it's
too
amazing.
Good.
Oh, I love schlocky 2000s sex comedies.
They're just kind of the best, right?
Yeah.
Like it's too good. It's too good.
Also, not sponsored, but I am drinking Javi.
Yes. I'm thrilled that it took off with somebody on this podcast. And I knew if it was going to be anybody, it would be Mike. So 0 sugar, coffee, protein, of course. Yes. I'm currently out and waiting for my next subscription to get delivered. So we did iced cinnamon roll and I forget the other flavor, but I'm very excited for iced cinnamon roll. I'm looking that up right now. Not yet sponsored by Javi. We're working on it. Quit playing, but Javi. Come on, Javi. Get it together. Oh my God, ordered. Period. There you go. But yes, we are back. We are over the halfway point of RuPaul's Drag Race season 18 now. Like that. You know, we've got the complaints from everyone saying, "Oh, this season is too long." Blah 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 blah. Y'all complain every year. We've got the complaints of, "Oh, this season doesn't have that much going on." Y'all complain every year about that. Whatever. This season is fucking great, and we're going to talk about why this season is great. Because it's a great season of Drag Race. Like, hello? What are we doing here? Like, I'm so sorry. This season is a fucking great season of Drag Race. I mean, we have great drag, great performances. We have fun, like shady sort of drama. It's nothing like that's too over the top. We have a delusional edit.
Um,
Discord cam.
yeah, we have Discord cam, and we have storylines that a little ham-fisted sometimes, but for the most part, I feel like are really organic, and
Yeah.
let they let them develop, like, naturally. Um,
Mhm.
so I don't know. This season's, like, checking all the boxes for me, and I know a lot of people have, like, some favoritism towards other seasons. I'm looking at 16, which I like. I like
Yeah.
and Queen's on it, but personally, I don't care. I like other seasons more than 16 personally, but
Mm.
that's the benchmark for a lot of people, and I would let 18 speak for itself, and I will sing the praises of 18.
Yeah, I really do think this is going to be, and we'll talk more about it as we get through this episode. I think this episode is a really great indication of just how good season 18 is. And I think this is going to be a season people look back on as just a really, really good season in the modern era. I'm saying it now. I think people are going to look back on season 18 the way they are now looking back on season 14.
Mhm.
Because season 14 is one of my favorite seasons of recent years. And I was saying that in the moment. Like, that cast top to bottom is one of my favorite Drag Race casts in a very long time. Like, every single person on that cast is absolutely spectacular. Like, the season was great, the challenges were great, the lip syncs were incredible. I still, rent free in my head, think about that shot from the lip sync Lollapalooza with Bosco and Camden. Like, I still think about that to this day. And, like, for me, it's like, I really do think when people think back, they're going to think about season 18 in that way. I really, really do. But yeah, and I think this Rusical is a really great indication of just how good and what caliber we've got of this cast, because ultimately, no one did bad.
Mhm.
No one did bad in this Rusical. And that's just where we're at in the season. No one was shit. So what do you do?
I mean, you're splitting hairs, and I think, a lot of times it could make people upset with the season, I suppose, when you're splitting hairs, because it is down to kind of more subjective things of, like, what do you look for as, like, a
Yeah.
successful, performance. We'll get into that,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely excited for talking about the Rusical here, and I'm excited to talk about it with you, Logan.
Yes, we're going to get into it. An extra long intro today, but just we needed to get through all the things. But before we get into this episode, make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when we put out all of our content. Because y'all, if you are not prescribed to any of the like casting spoilers or the like behind the scenes stuff of Drag Race, there's so many Drag Race seasons coming down the pipeline for the rest of this year. I'm so excited about all of them. Cannot wait for all of them. So we're gonna have so much coverage of drag race throughout the rest of the year. So please make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell so you know when we put out all of our content here on this channel. Right now for season 18 and for UK versus the World season 3, we've got our coverage of UK versus the World as well as our exit interviews. So make sure to go check out those as well. And over on the Cup TV, we've got so much content going up over there. 3 new shows dropped this week, including Survivor 50. So if you are a reality TV fan as well, make sure you are going and subscribing to the Cup TV. We greatly appreciate that as well. That is also just all of us on another channel doing the same old, same old. And if you like a little drag TV crossover, our panel did talk about the Traitors finale that is now live over on the Cup TV with the one and only Miss Cara Milk from Canada's Drag Race Season 6. I love that episode. I got to check it out last night. It was phenomenal, and I love Cara dearly.
Mhm.
So make sure to go check out that episode as well. Otherwise, make sure to check out everything we're doing across the Cup Network. All of our links are down in the description below. You can follow us on our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And if you want to follow both of us, our links are down below as well. Go check us out. Go figure out and find out everything we're doing, when we're not doing this, such as and including to me stoning a harness while I do this podcast today, which is going to be, you know, quite a fun adventure. I've only done this once on a podcast before, so we'll see, you know, how the multitasking goes for me today. But Mike, it's been a little bit since we've had you on for season 18. You know, life happens, and that is lovely. But overall thoughts, I've kind of already gotten a little bit from you on that, but overall thoughts, what are you thinking of this season so far?
I really, really like this season. I think the caliber of queens is so high. I think we have just a really talented cast of queens. And I think we have some really interesting storylines. I think getting the Dion family in such a high concentration is really paying out, especially in these last few episodes. Like, we see sort of the emotional payout of these queens who are so close in the outside world, having to deal with this while in Drag Race. And I think it paid off. Like, the storyline's now complete we'll talk about the end of the episode with, I think, one of the strongest images I think we got from the entire season so far. I'm loving this season. I'm, as far as like how the competition itself is going, personally, I feel like it's kind of a two-person contest right now, for two different reasons. We'll get into that. But I really love the season overall. I think the queens are amazing. Also, I do have to say, as part of the Dion family, they came through Dallas recently.
Yes.
And so I got to see Athena, Juicy, and Mia perform live, and I got to tip the dolls and everything. Yes. And they were amazing. Like, good. Everybody was losing their mind.
Oh, I believe that. No, I absolutely believe that. Yeah, I'm really upset because Athena and Mia just came through Phoenix 2 separate weeks a couple weeks ago, and I was booked both weekends, and so I wasn't able to go, and I was so mad because I wanted to go see both of them really badly. But there will be more opportunities. I'm not too upset. But no, I completely agree with that. We talked about it last week, and I appreciate people in the Cup fam and in the comments talking about it as well. So thank you all for commenting as well. We really do appreciate it. It helps. It does help the algorithm pick us up. We sincerely appreciate it, and I don't talk about that enough on here. So thank you. But what it really comes down to on this season is no one is bad at drag on this season. Like, top to bottom, no one is bad at drag. Now, when it comes to the Drag Race elements, you know, some people have, you know, their pitfalls and things like that, as we saw in this episode too. But no one is bad at drag. Everyone is bringing their A game when it comes to their drag and what they bring to their drag. So it's really kind of like, in a way, it feels a little bit like an All-Stars caliber cast already. And that makes this season really, really fun. As opposed to some of the other seasons in the last couple of years where I would say a couple of the girls, you know, didn't feel as ready. A couple of the girls, you know, could have baked a little bit longer. I really do feel like everyone on this season, like, was ready, had the time, and like, we're seeing like even the early outs being super, super successful and like still giving some of the best drag we're seeing this season. Like, that to me is the sign of a truly spectacular season. Like,
I'm just gonna I'll give a shout out to, if you haven't been looking at Mandy Mango's Instagram Runway package,
God, please
do yourself a favor and go look at that fantastic drag from even the eliminated queens each week.
I'm gonna throw Dee Dee Fuego in as well. I'm gonna throw Dee Dee in as well, because Dee Dee's runway package for this season is absolutely nuts. Like, it's crazy. So
go follow them, like, comment, follow, give them engagement, because they deserve just as much of a platform as the rest of these queens, because the entire cast, and I think we said this whenever we were doing cast assessment, they're so good. They're all so good. far as like the drag race element, some people are being more successful than others, and that's to be expected because drag race is a weird thing.
It's a weird microcosm of the drag universe, and it always has been. Where like I don't think going into this season, many of us really expected someone like Darlene to be doing as, you know, successfully as she is, and I'm really quite thrilled and excited with Darlene's trajectory. I'm loving her, but we really didn't know what to expect from her, so we had no expectations. I think someone like Mamma Mia, even, and as we get into this episode, coming back in, Mia is gone. I just fell in love with her the moment she walked into that workroom, and even from the Meet the Queens as well. Like I really, really loved her. She is still my favorite on this season. So to see her go at that point, was it deserved? Yeah, because her snatch game sucked, but like it was a really unfortunate thing to see, because she, like, to see her come back to drag after 15 years away, and to see her come back still with such a high caliber is crazy. And I cannot wait to see what she does with the Drag Race platform, and with a couple more years to figure out exactly who and where Mia Starr falls in the drag universe. Like, in a lot of ways, it's so interesting to me. In a lot of ways, she kind of fits as a seasoned queen, and also a little bit as not a baby queen, but like a little bit like a baby queen, I guess, in that she's still figuring out again who Mia is as the entertainer and as the drag queen. And so it was a really fun experience getting to see her on TV, and we don't always get those experiences on Drag Race as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. I will say all the polls that I saw last week of who won that lip sync, y'all, I know you have your favorites, but I think objectively Kenya won that lip sync. I love you, Mia. You are fantastic. I will always support and see you if you ever come through Dallas. But just in that lip sync, I think Kenya definitely slayed and earned the right to stay. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it goes. And I also think, unfortunately, Mia had the worst snatch game performance, in my opinion, last week.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense. It's really sad, and I know it's heartbreaking for like Juicy, who even though she's Tita, even though she's kind of like a sister though, almost, to Juicy, like and for Athena, like also somebody within the family, like it's more heartbreaking for them because it's somebody that's so close to them that, you know, like their dreams just got, you know, smashed in that moment, and it's really, really sad.
But these two episodes are really the, you know, the psychological torture of Juicy Love Dion in a lot of ways. Like,
we had a rise and the fall of the Miami.
The rise and fall of the Miami dynasty. Like, yes. They said, and oh, y'all gamed the game of Snatch Game? Cool. Boom, boom, bye. And I don't think that was intentional. I think that was very much so based on performance, and we'll talk about it. But yes, Mia's gone. I'm quite sad about it still, but we are doing our thing. And Juicy is talking a little bit about you know, this critique, and I almost said Kate, because that's who I'm relating Jane to on this
Fake
season.
Butch, you mean?
Yeah, Jane Butch. Now that's a tour I would pay good money to see. Jane Don't and Kate Butch together.
Jane Don't and Kate Butch would be a great duo.
Oh my god. If y'all want that, I will produce and do social media. I'm just saying, if y'all want that and you need a producer, let me know. I would happily take care of that for you. But no, Jane is kind of jokingly like, Juicy, who are you? Which was supposed to come off as a 100% a joke from Jane. And then Juicy's like, Well, that is actually kind of serious for me because I went through drug addiction and, I'm still figuring out my whole thing. And you see everyone in the room kind of just go, oh, fuck. Well, and I was like, it's not something to laugh at, but it's really just like, Juicy situation is not anything to laugh at. It's the reaction of everyone in the room when Juicy just like shifts it so fiercely, and she's just like, "Oh shit!" Like, no.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think for Jane, seeing that comment from the judges last week of like, Juicy, I just don't really get a sense of who you are. Who are you? And I think that is one of the most bullshit like comments from the judges like every season.
Yeah.
But like for Juicy, it really, really hit hard, and she was thinking about some real serious issues that she went with drug addiction.
Yeah.
And I think the others were kind of joking and chiding because it's kind of a silly, I think everybody kind of sees that as a silly comment, but Juicy was really, really introspective on it and her own journey and being like, who am I? Because I went through this really traumatic thing. And as somebody who has had, it's tangentially related alcoholism on certain sides of the family, it's a very similar thing of like addiction is a demon and is a monster. And it is a tough battle, and it's really, really serious. So I do take the issue very seriously, and I understand where she's coming from when it feels like you kind of have to redesign parts of yourself to be able to cope with addiction and to be able to combat it. I feel like there are parts of yourself you realize these are healthy parts of myself, these are not healthy parts of myself, because these other parts of myself lead me to go back into partaking in whatever drug that I was using and abusing. So I feel for Juicy in this moment because she's probably doing a lot of self-discovery in her personal life, coming out of, or maybe still struggling with addiction. I don't know where she is on the journey, but wherever she is, we hope for the best, and we hope that
of course
she finds the strength within her, because it is a demon and it is terrible. And I've seen way too many friends fall into and succumb to addiction. It's awful.
I agree with that completely. As I also have addiction on several parts of my family, and I saw it from a very young age. I was also born at a very young age. I just want to make that very clear as well.
I thought of that. I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah.
But...
No, I was going to make a joke because shout out to Deja. But no, I saw it from a very young age. And so I've always been cognizant, and it was alcoholism in my family. So I've always been the most cognizant when it comes to alcohol. I'm always safe with alcohol. I try not to, go too far beyond my limit. I've done it, a few times, but it was college. But like I never go beyond my limits because I know what that has done for my family, and I don't want to fall into that myself because it's not pretty. It's not pretty in the slightest. So it's definitely I'm very happy as well that Juicy has someone like Athena in her life. And I hope that all people that are struggling with that have someone like Athena in their life, because she's just great. Like, just seems like the best person to have in your corner to support you in these kinds of situations and moments.
Exactly. I think just having a supportive person who's just present, because I'll be honest, from my experience, you cannot force anybody who's in addiction to get out of it. They have to find some inner strength on that. But
they have to do it themselves.
Being present with them and being like, I'm here as a support column means all the difference. It really does mean all the difference, because it makes them comforted and realize like there's, I'm not alone in this. So
absolutely.
I am so happy, and thank you, Athena, for being that person to Juicy, because it requires a lot of strength. It is not easy, and it requires someone with a lot of character, and I think that says something about Athena.
I agree. Thank you, Athena. We love you, Athena. And that's not the last time we're gonna, say that in this
Probably.
episode. So thanks, Athena. So yes, we come back into everyone. Oh wait, no, I'm so sorry. I have to shout out the nasty fucking shoe Mikey Meeks. That nasty ass fucking shoe.
You mean Roxy Andrews' chosen shoe? Did you hear this? This tea?
No, I didn't. Oh my god, what happened?
Okay, so apparently Mikey Meeks, I don't know the full context. She said on, I think it was Scorpion or something like Scorpio recap, that she was bouncing her runway idea for Olivia Newton-John off of Roxy Andrews.
Totally,
and she was going back and forth and being like, should I do the shoe? Because the shoe is ugly, like objectively from the original look. And Roxy's like, just go all the way in. Just go all the way in. And apparently
Roxanne,
she said that to the judges, and apparently all the judges were like, sabotage. Like
Roxanne Andrews.
That's why Roxy you got sabotaged by Roxy Andrews.
And that's why Roxy never won.
How are you gonna come for the dolls, Logan?
I'm coming for the dolls today. She sabotaged Miss Mikey Meeks on that runway.
Yeah, apparently that's the tea. I love Mikey always.
That's why Mikey didn't win Snatch Game.
Honestly, I love David Attenborough the week of, but like a week removed, I kind of would give it to Mikey now, because I think that Drew Barrymore is so funny. Is just so funny.
I will say, of the people that were in the top, I would have given it to Mikey. Of everybody, it's still Discord for me. I'm sorry. I'm still laughing.
How is she not in the top?
We're
not going to relitigate, but
baby, I'm still. Go check out our recap last week where we talk about the absolute robbery and the madness of Discord not being in the top. I'm mad still. Mm-hmm. I'm frustrated. I'm disappointed, and I'm upset. But that's beyond the point. So yes, we come back into the workroom the next day. Ru comes in, and oh my god, Mike, there's a mini challenge.
What is that?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
It's sponsored. That's why.
It's sponsored by Grindr. So you know what? Sure, whatever. It's the classic majority rules challenge. You know, we see it now every season. I like this one. It's always fun. It's a classic, you know, online social strategy, stir the pot kind of thing. Now, here's my question. Here's my question for the group. Where the fuck did they get all these photos from? Because, okay, I'm gonna break it down because I love all these photos. No, they are all from different runways. None of them are from the same runway.
Do they do like a test shot before they line up and leave?
They do.
Okay.
So
that's probably what these are then.
Yes, but I'm like, who chose each of these looks? Where did they come from? And why each of these? And who picked Darlene's ugly ass satin look? I'm sorry. The headshot is great, but I was going to say from the neck up, it's a great look. I did not ever need to see Darlene's ugly ass satin look ever again.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what Nini's look is from.
I'm trying to think what. I don't know. Oh my goodness. I
think it was one of the early runways. Rapper?
No, she didn't. She had short hair.
Cut. Yeah. Yep. I was like, when the fuck did Nini wear a blonde frizzy wig? Like, I do not remember.
She did not do this runway.
Was it during the girl group? Is then my next question. Like,
I don't. Oh, because is Kenya's glam?
I think Kenya's is glam. I think that's what she wore during glam. Yeah. But I don't think anyone, because Juicy's is the satin runway. Jane's is the animal? Was
yeah.
An animal runway this season?
Yeah.
Yeah. Athena's was one of those first runways with the headpiece.
I recognize the other ones.
What was Discord's? Because I don't remember that. Or Discord's was also girl group. because that's her girl group.
Yeah, these are a lot of girl group. So
Nini's has to be girl group. What the fuck? Is Mikey's also girl group? Bitch, what is going on?
What is going on this here day?
What the fuck is going on
is going on
this
day?
Oh my god, did you see the preview for 2 weeks from now?
No, what?
If y'all haven't seen, get excited. The roast of Alyssa Edwards, y'all. With guest judge, icon Atsuko.
Werk.
I'm so fucking excited for it. I'm so excited for it. Anyway, I just needed to bring this up because I was genuinely just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I don't know what's going on here.
Is that a live event? Where is that being held?
No. It's episode 11.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's episode 11.
I was gonna say she's local to me. So like if it was being held in Dallas, I'm buying tickets now.
No, it's episode 11.
Okay.
So we'll see it in 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, I'm quite excited for it. I'm really quite excited for it.
Reigning global all-stars queen.
Still.
Probably forever reigning.
And we'll see if we get a second. I wouldn't be mad at it, but no, this mini challenge was cute and fun and whatever. Who is the most likely to do anything? Athena.
Athena got
the answer was Athena.
Yeah. I love like Kenya was named the next to go, and Kenya had the wherewithal to also vote herself, but she made sure just to explain to Ru, she's like, I don't think I'm gonna go. I think these other bitches think I'm gonna go. Yeah.
Period. That's my mother. That's my mother. That's my social strategic mother. Can you please her for Trader Season 4? And I thank you. That would actually. I was gonna say who from this cast do I want on Traders? I would love Kenya, but the answer is Athena.
Athena, though, she gets any stink on her, it'd be over because she would.
Yes, because it would be Lisa Rinna levels of chaos, and I want to see it.
But to be honest, I'm gonna be honest. We need more than one drag queen on Traders. Honest, the first season of Traders, because I don't like when it's always isolated. They always feel like you get what happened to Peppermint, and that was terrible. So,
you get what happened
anyways,
you get what happened to Monet as well, like just getting
and Bob,
Bob, yeah. So it is,
but not the podcast though.
No, not. Go check out our finale coverage with Caramel if you want full
with a drag queen too, and we do bring that up. We do bring that up.
Good, so. Good. But. The winner of this mini challenge, it's a tie. Discord and Kenya both finally have a win.
Hey, if this is
if we're
Drag Race Italia, it's enough.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. If it's Drag Race
winner
Italia,
only won a mini challenge.
Four of them.
It was though. Mini challenges. I'll give some respect
Shout out to Electra Bionic.
But she did not win a single Maxi challenge that season.
She was high though for most of that season. I will say she did do a very good job in that season. However, where is Farida Kant for any? I was going to say Farida Kant was anywhere
right there. She was
also
there.
Where casting producers? Where are you? And why haven't you put anyone from Drag Race Italia on another season? Quickly. Other than Millennium. Quickly.
I think because
several of those girls speak English.
I think especially because of the drama around Nelly. But that's just Nelly.
Okay, cool.
And it's not
more drama on your show?
Yeah. Fair.
Is that not what Drag Race wants?
And also, shout out. I know we're doing a lot of off topic.
Shout out to Nelly.
Yeah, shout out to Nelly. Shout out to that one vampire Runway from Farida Kant, which is one of the best on any franchise ever. Go look at it if you want to do yourself a favor. Yeah.
We're throwing
mini challenge winners.
Right. We're throwing in all the international references today for the girlies that only watch US Drag Race. That's what we're educating the children today, and it's okay. But yes, we find out our Maxi challenge for the week is Fannie, the Hardknock Ball, the Rusical.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Can I say something honest yet brave?
Yes.
I've never seen Annie.
Can I also say something controversial and honest yet brave on the pod today?
Mm.
I haven't either.
I've seen Hard Knock Life. Like I know that song.
Sure, yeah.
That's pretty much it. I've
fair.
seen a lot of musicals. I was going to bring this up. Like I saw Outsiders recently, which was amazing.
Ooh.
Kimberly Akimbo was also touring through Dallas, and I saw that, which is
I
laughed, I cried.
saw that, yeah.
It's so good.
Good. I've listened to the soundtrack for that, and it's just it's too good. It's too good.
Mm-hmm.
My friends are going to Book of Mormon today because it's here in town, and I'm like, I'm too busy. But
when I went and saw that, we like pre-gamed, so we were pretty buzzed for
they're
the show.
Pre-gaming too. They're pre-gaming,
which is a great idea for that musical.
100%. If you ever go to see Book of Mormon, please pre-game in some capacity, and also drink and smoke responsibly.
Yes.
But no, that is the best way to go see Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
It is top tier.
Top tier stupid, but top tier.
Correct. But yes, I have seen Paris is Burning.
Yes.
I actually got to see it my freshman year of college, which was quite a great moment for me to see it. I took a queer studies class my freshman year, and I did not love my professor because she was a bitch. But I use a term for her that I cannot say on Beyonce's internet currently, because it would get us demonetized. But she hated all men, just all men in general. You can probably assume what term I would use for her. If you know, you know. And there was me, and at the time I was I identified as male at the time, not non-binary. That's a hard phrase to say. And it was me and one other guy in the class. She hated us both. And I'm I'm like, cool, thanks, appreciate it. But one of the only really, really good things I got out of that class is I got to see Paris is Burning. And I love Paris is Burning.
It's great.
It really opened my eyes to so much queer culture, like getting to see Venus Extravaganza for the first time, and I was a sheltered child, had not really had much exposure at that time to any cultures other than my own, which unfortunately had been very white up until that point. So getting to see this entire other side of queer culture, getting to meet Venus Extravaganza, getting to just the whole experience was very, very groundbreaking for me in a lot of really beautiful ways. And I love that they referenced it and included it as part of the Rusical for this episode.
Yeah, I think if you are somebody who watches and likes Pose, it's that era of queer culture in New York. But it's real stories. It's a documentary. I think for me, it's probably the best LGBT documentary ever made, period.
I would agree.
And I think it's kind of required reading. So
100%.
I highly recommend. It's really easy to go find it out there.
It comes from reading. It's those kinds of, it's those kinds of things. Everything, all of the catchphrases, all of the things we say and all of the things that Drag Race has taken comes from ballroom culture, comes from Black and brown, queer and trans people. So if you're using and co-opting these terms and haven't done your homework in order to understand where these things come from, please do yourself a service and like understand where they come from at the very least. Like if you're going to use them, at least understand the cultures and the people that they come from, because it will enlighten you to so many other experiences that you don't have the experience of.
And I will add on to that. I'm going to say something a bit like, it's a bit shameful for me and my sort of upbringing as a gay man. I used to be, when I first kind of came into my own, like in my early 20s, kind of a LGBT, I'm not so sure about the T kind of gay. Nothing really hateful, but it was just kind of like, I don't understand it. And I'm going to be honest, it's stuff like Paris is Burning, and it's other sort of like trans experiences, Black and brown queer people's experiences, that made me realize a lot of the freedom that I experience today came at the work and the backs of these trans and POC queer people that put in the work before me. And so now we're in this time where those are the people that are the most vulnerable within our society and are being attacked. It's up to people like me who have even a tiny ounce of privilege within our society to use that platform to be like, we're not abandoning our trans siblings. We're not abandoning our Black and brown queer brother, sister siblings. I find that kind of like, you know, I'm going to do what I can to be like, hey, look, we need to include all of us, because if we're not allied together, if we're not a house like combined together, we're all just going to get picked off one by one. It's going to be the T, and then they're going to go after the gays, and like that's just how it works. It is
the reality of our situation.
And so you stop it at every point. And so that's something I'm glad that I learned before it was a huge, like I learned it around the first term of orange, gross, disgusting dictator. So I'm glad I learned it then before now it's a real big problem. So now like I'm a full-bodied ally here to help and spread awareness and tell you that, like, for any gays who might be listening, who are cis gays who are listening and might be like, oh, you know what, trans people, I'm not so sure about that. I'm like, I understand where your mind thinks about this stuff, but like, just put in the work a little bit and just keep an open mind and be open to changing, because it's not too late to change your trajectory. Sorry, that was a little soapbox, but like that was my little journey on. I'm gay. I'm white. I am cis. I enjoy masculinity, all that stuff. But I love like my trans, non-binary siblings, and you know I fully support them because I understand they are part of this coalition. They are part of this history, and a lot of the freedoms that I have in my life are because of them. So I'm glad that I'm glad to tie it back into Drag Race. I'm glad that there's an homage to them here in this sort of ballroom culture based premise here.
Absolutely. And I love that as the years have gone on, we're getting more and more references to ball culture, finally, to ballroom in general. I mean, hell, Mariah Balenciaga is back on Drag Race on UK versus the World, and she's a ballroom, icon. We have, I think, the first ever mention of Legendary on Drag Race, if not one of the first mentions of Legendary on Drag Race in this episode with our choreographer, which is absolutely incredible. Like, I'm thrilled that finally Drag Race is putting in the work as well to say, we're going to also, acknowledge, what's going on and, be a part of this as well when it has been a large part of taking and mainstreaming a lot of, common verbiage from Black and brown queer communities.
Yeah. And I just wish, it is a small nitpick, I wish there was a bit more attention put to the trans side of things. So I think
I
a lot of ballroom culture revolves around trans culture.
It does.
And I didn't see that in the in the premise or the plot here as much. And I always feel like that's kind of a blind spot that Ru's had for a while. I'm not saying that Ru is necessarily bigoted in that point. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just feeling like there needs to be some, if you're going to pay an homage to the people who were really there. Like, at like Stonewall, the first brick was thrown by a trans woman. So, you know, like let's give the trans people their, you know, their flowers for the huge role they played in queer liberation.
Yeah. It's, you know, and it's unfortunate that this is the last thing I'll say on it, and then we can move on if you would like to, Mike. But I just think it's, you know, I do love that we're doing this tribute here. It's unfortunate that there are no trans queens on this season.
I was thinking
as well. I love this cast. Obviously, this cast is great. I wouldn't have necessarily swapped anybody out here, but on a season where you're going to do this kind of tribute in this way, I do think it would have been phenomenal to see trans queens represented on this season specifically. Not saying they need to be on every season. We've had great trans representation in the last couple of years on Drag Race internationally as well as in the US, but it would have been very special to see a trans queen represented here for this Rusical. And, you know, it is what it is now. I think the girls did a great job with this Rusical, all things considered. But
yeah, it's a great musical.
100%. But as we get to choosing roles, guess what, Nene? She's indecisive again. Girl.
I just asked you.
I just asked you. Girl, Nene, say it. I'm sorry. Like,
this was hilarious. The audacity of Nene in this moment to be like, I really want Fannie, but I don't want, what was it, Big Peppa?
Big Peppa. Yeah, I'm like,
so I'm gonna take Athena's role. Which
so why can't I have
Athena might have should have let her. Maybe
not for that Big Peppa role.
Maybe not
for Athena.
Well, do you think Nene could have done Big Bucks?
No.
Yeah, I'm a little.
No, I think everyone ultimately. I think everyone was in the role they were supposed to be in.
I agree.
Honestly, like I do not think. I think the only other person that could have done Mama Big Bucks as well as Athena did, honestly, is Mia.
Oh yeah. I was thinking of who was left. I was like, maybe Kenya, but Kenya's better in that kind of. I think
I'm not
Billy
thinking of anybody else
role.
And I'm not thinking of anybody else that's left because I think Mia is the only other person that could have done as well. And they obviously had to plan for, you know, whoever could be left at that point. So, but no, I
also love, aside from Nene's indecisiveness, I love that Mikey was just kind of like I'm kind of a theater kid. Like, not a big deal though.
I'm like kind of a theater kid. Like I kind of, you know.
It's like she's metagaming. She does not want to give the editors any ammunition in the
girl. She's a smart girl. She's a smart girl. She went to the Roxy Andrews School of Drag Race, even though Roxanne Andrews sabotaged her, and that's why she didn't win Snatch Game last week. But beyond that, you know, she's playing the game of Drag Race. Roxy had to have told her going into this season, do not give the confessionals a fucking inch. Because they will play in your face and they will send you home.
Yeah.
It's smart. It is incredible. Mikey is I'm going to say one of the smartest queens I've seen on Drag Race in a very long time. Everything, like, she's coming off as incredibly genuine. And, like, to the average Drag Race fan, I will say, like, she's very genuine. She's doing really great in the competition. Like, she's got great drag. You know, her brand is very stamped. You know what you're going to expect with Mikey. But for those of us that know and have studied Drag Race, that bitch is fucking smart. And she's doing everything she needs to position herself in a very very good spot. And I want to circle back to something you had talked about earlier, where you were talking about at the start of this episode how you thought it was a 2-horse race. And I think I know who you're referring to in that 2-horse race. I'm going to add a 3rd horse into that race, and that's Mikey Meeks.
Okay.
Because for me right now, I think it's a 3-horse race between Nene, Jane, and Mikey.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That is who I see right now. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it as Nene, Jane, and Mikey right now. That is who I see. That's the direction I see producers seeing. Because Mikey has been, very, very consistent. She's getting a great edit. She's very smart, as I've been saying here. Nene's also just been very, very consistent, getting this kind of shady edit, but that's what a lot of the winners recently have been getting. Interestingly enough, like you look at Anya, you look at Nymphia, you look at even Sasha. Sasha got a really interesting kind of almost like mother but shady kind of edit.
I mean, she even with Sasha, like you had sort of like, you could see the other queens were kind of like silently, other than Mistress, who were kind of like, oh my gosh, it's just a
Mistress doesn't do anything silent for sure.
Oh no, I'm saying like the other queens were like silent about like, oh, Sasha's just gonna win this, isn't she? And Mistress was the only one who's like, I'm done with this Sasha Colby meet and greet here,
Right, yeah.
So she was the only one who was saying like what the other queens were thinking, which was like, okay, right. Sasha is going to win this season. Even Anya, who every design challenge found some way to sabotage somebody else's look inadvertently, but she still did so. And Nymphia Wynn, who has this like, she's kind of a mind fuck. Like she likes to mess with the minds of her contestants. So
yeah. And that's where I'm at. And Jane has just been like, these are for me like the 3 most consistent people. So that's kind of where my brain is at currently. But I'm curious where you're at with that right now.
We can talk about it at the end. We'll.
Oh, I'm cool with that.
Because it'll tie in directly to the elimination.
Okay, I see where you're at then. Yeah, I'm excited.
I think it reveals who that third.
Yeah, I think so too, and that works for me. But yes, after Nene finally decides what role she wants, we move on to rehearsals. And Gabe, I saw the tribute that they made to Gabe.
I did not know
Instagram.
This.
Yeah, I saw the tribute they made to Gabe a couple days ago. It was very recent, actually, that he passed, unfortunately. So all of the best to Gabe's family and everyone at World of Wonder for that, because it's not easy to lose someone. But
that was a shock for me. I did not know that.
He was quite funny in this episode, and I really enjoyed him. And it's a big loss to the Drag Race community. So, yeah, it was quite upsetting to see at the end of the episode. But was there anything? So we get that, and then we get choreography with Jamal, who puts the D in. Help Discord get the choreography. I don't know. I tried.
I did have one note from the recording session.
Sure.
And it's Athena's Dr. Seuss talk.
Athena talks like Dr. Seuss. Actually, I think Athena talks like ketamine like Dr. Seuss. Girl.
I thought that was so. I mean, I get what they're going for, but it's hard to. Yeah, it is that. It is very that.
It's I think very, very that.
Here's the thing: is I wonder if Athena is going for like Elektra from Pose, because that's kind of her character.
It seemed like it.
Is Elektra.
It seemed like she, like, obviously, Athena's in the know. She knows the character that she's supposed to portray here. I 100% think she was going for something like Elektra. And so I think she was trying to put that on. Unfortunately, it came off the same way it did in the girl group for her. Like, that's just unfortunate. But.
And I think I love Athena, but it is kind of like, I mean, it's a white chick trying to do a black trans woman's like sassy cadence.
Affectation, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, that's
It's not
kind of
gonna
fail there.
Yeah, it's not gonna pay off for you there, Athena, unfortunately. But
I mean, if she nailed it, Electra's such a great character, so that would have been fun to see.
Truly. But yes, that was the only thing I had from. Oh, and then Mikey, you know, just casually being a good singer. No big deal or anything. No biggie. Just,
she's like,
you know.
And Jane has like Jane so often has like the self-defeatist, like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna
my
win
chances of winning are going down the drain.
I've only been in the top every week.
Shut the lot of tears up, for Jane.
Top. It's a lot of tears for Top.
Girl, the first time Jane is safe, I feel like she's gonna she's not gonna be able to control herself.
She's gonna
what is she gonna do in Untucked? I hope next week, because it's top 7, I hope Jane is safe and then has to go back to Untucked by herself. And she's just like, what do I do in here? Like, and then has to like sit with her own thoughts.
That's dangerous. That's a dangerous cocktail.
Jane
brought up something very, very true, though, in the rehearsal. I did want to kind of put a pin in it because when I was in college, I had a lot of friends who were theater majors. I was accounting major because I'm so boring like that. But anyways, so one thing I heard from theater majors that said something Jane kind of was touching on was just sort of like her body type or her kind of personality. They're like, you can't be the romance object because like you're not handsome, you're not the right body type. There's a lot of that in the theater world, and I know that because I had a lot of friends who were theater majors, and a lot of the men told me like straight up, they're like, you can only be 2 different kind of body types. You can either be you can be big and you can be like heavy set, but you're going to be in comedies and you're never going to have any sort of drama or romantic roles, or you have to be slim, athletic, you know, your sort of stereotypical like attractiveness, like think like Hollywood star body, and then you're going to be in the dramas, you're going to be in the romantic roles, and that's it. I know for women, like it's a whole different terrible like paradigm, but for men, that's what they tell them, and I can understand like that's kind of unfair because like there's so many different permutations of like body type and people and everything, and I think you can make amazing stories. I've seen personally people who are not your standard body types, but are in roles that you would not expect them to be in, and then be absolutely amazing and compelling. And I see amazing performances from them. I'm like, I didn't expect that. And the fact that I didn't expect that, and I still have this really powerful feeling from that performance, I feel all the better for it. So like, yeah, I think it's something that's really toxic in the performing arts community that I'm glad that Jane talked on it a little bit.
Jane and Mikey both touched on it, and I'm really glad that they both did, because it's a good thing to highlight because it's stupid, frankly. It doesn't make sense, and it's stupid.
And it adds to this sort of there, especially in at least in the gay cis world, and I'm sure it's in every world. This is, I'm just talking from my personal experience. There's a lot of self-sabotage and consciousness. We don't need to be feeding into that. We already give ourselves enough inside like pressure on that front. We don't need any extra sort of like stress on that point as well. I think one thing in my sort of, I'm beefy bodybuilding correspondent down in Dallas, Texas. I understand that. Yes. I fit a very standard body type, but I'm going to be honest, in my own fitness journey, it was when I learned to love my physique, no matter what it is, even if I'm like having a couple rough weeks or a couple rough months, and I kind of fall off it's loving my body, even in those moments that I've learned on this journey. And for me, it's kind of been very peaceful because now it's like, I'm not doing this for anybody but me. Like when I go out, I don't think about what are people thinking when they look at me. And that's so like kind of liberating because one, I actually get better results that way because I'm not putting so much stress on myself. And two, like, even if I didn't get those results, I'm fine. Like there's like the
Right.
weight lifted off, and I wish that everybody could have that sort of peace, because it's really been. It might be also because I'm getting older, because I'm in my 30s. I'm an old fart, so I don't care as much what people think.
Right.
But I understand that pressure though, so but because it was filled my mind so much as a younger gay man.
I understand that for sure. Like I'm about to hit 30 here in like a year and a half, and for a while it really did hit me where like I needed to fit other people's standards in order to feel better about myself, and then I just said fuck that, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't care.
Just do you
Exactly
do you
right.
There's only one you. That's the best thing to be.
Exactly. And fuck anybody else that tells you otherwise, because who cares? Who cares?
Mm-hmm. That.
What I also loved getting into choreography is we have Carlos Basquiat from the House of Basquiat, from Legendary. Love, 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 love. Bring back Legendary. World of Wonder, this is your opportunity. World of Wonder. World of Wonder. World of Wonder. Please. Please. We're all begging, please.
And look, I'm gonna give a little shallow comment as well. Like the men on Legendary are like,
oh my god, I just
fine. Like, I know what they want, that skin factor, they want that like eye-catching factor on Drag Race. Why not? Bring them on. They're amazing.
Right.
They're amazing dancers,
Right.
amazing performers, and they look good on camera. So
I agree. Choreography was pretty standard.
I didn't notice anything. I mean, they were kind of talking about Nene surprisingly having some spice, but still, it's kind of like white person putting on spice, is what Kenya said. And that was funny. And then I did see kind of Discord putting her heart into it, but it still was a little lanky. And we'll get into the critiques, because I do think that kind of factors into my critiques.
Yeah, the big thing I had was just Discord, doing her best. But she talked all episode. She was like, this is the one challenge I didn't want to do. And it's like, girl, yes, I understand that. But also, you've been auditioning for Drag Race for 12 years. You know you're going to have a Rusical. If you want to win Drag Race, you know you're going to have to do a Rusical. So, like...
I'm surprised she didn't fight for, like, the dog roll. I think the dog roll sounded so, like, if you're not good at musicals...
But Darlene ended up with a lot more choreo than I think any of us really expected, honestly.
Yeah.
I didn't expect Darlene to have that much choreo. So... No, I think we'll talk about it here shortly, but I think Discord's role was perfect. Like I said, I think everyone ended up in the exact perfect role for them.
Yep. I agree.
But
my next notes are for like getting ready, so
yeah, same. This is where Jane was talking about, being the black sheep of the department. Mikey's also talking about, being a theater lead. And that was kind of all of that. And then we get the Athena and Juicy moment that prescribed to me immediately, cool, if they both underperform, they're lip syncing against each other.
Yeah. This did tune me in. I always look for like, who's popping up? And when Juicy and Athena about the relationship together are popping up, I'm like, ooh,
I said,
honey,
oh no, the out
you
of
got
drag
a big storm coming.
Girl. I said, oh no, danger, danger, danger.
My gosh.
Yeah. But just having the being together and being able to have each other was quite good there. Quite lovely and quite wonderful.
It is. I love the relationship, and I love that we're getting to see it on this season. A funny moment is Darlene says, she's like, I kind of love a queen that just does not have a lip. Like sometimes I'm just doing my makeup and I just stop there and I go,
and I'm like, ooh. Yeah, we need to get you back in the club, girl. Best fucking moment of this season. Like, I crashed the fuck out. I was like, get Darlene back in the club challenge. Do that challenge. Like,
I'll tip her. Come to Rose
I
Room.
will too.
I'll tip you.
I will too. Like, girl, no, baby. Like, what are we? No, Darlene.
It's not just $1. I tip a couple of dollars too. You know, like,
Same.
I'll give you a good amount of money.
Same.
Yeah, that was my only note for makeup.
That's all I had. So, with that, I think it's time for us to go to the runway. I couldn't find a good photo today of the judging panel, so we'll talk about it and look over here. But Benny Blanco's here for some reason. I don't quite know why, but sure.
I said florals in spring, groundbreaking.
Literally. Yeah, Rue's look is a look. She wore a dress.
Yeah.
Michelle made it seem like it's the most couture thing she's ever worn. She was like, ooh. I'm like, Michelle, shut the fuck up, girl. Like, we don't need all
You're
that
already
right
best
now.
friends. You don't need to suck up anymore.
Well, maybe she does. Who knows? We don't know what goes
that'd
on
be
behind the scenes.
That'd be tea.
She needs to keep her Down Under versus the World job. So
that's true. She's now the host.
She is now the host. Also, on that note, when the hell are y'all actually going to release Down Under versus the World and stop just teasing us with all of these close-up shots of Miss Jade So? Ooh.
Oh, you spoiled it. Not like we already didn't know.
Everything is alleged information.
We've known the entire cast for almost a year now. Like, oh my god.
I know. I'm like, I want to see this. I want to see the girls. Give us the girls. Sorry for anyone that didn't want to be spoiled. That is still alleged information, and everything is alleged, and it stays alleged. So,
well, there's like 9 other people that you don't know.
All right, Mike. Fannie, the Hardknock Ball, the Rusical. What'd you think?
I think everybody did a really good job. I think because I don't really know Annie the musical that much. I do know Pose, and I do know Paris is Burning, so I know a bit of ballroom culture. I did see some clips of Legendary. Somehow just like fell into my algorithm. I haven't watched the show, but I am aware of it.
Oh, it's so
and I kind of want to watch it because it's kind of. I saw some La Roche critiques on it, and I'm like,
oh my god, no! Law is incredible on Legendary.
Like, he was savage.
Law is incredible on there. Like, Law and Keke Palmer on there are fucking incredible, and Megan Thee Stallion when they had Megan on, like fucking incredible.
So I may go back and watch that. But I do know Pose and I do know Paris is Burning, so I have a working knowledge of ballroom culture.
Sure.
So I was following it in that regard, and I think it was fine. I think the musical itself, they all did really, really great. I just think the musical itself, I'm kind of like, for me personally. I think everyone did great in their characters, and I do agree with the judges in that, like, we're kind of like splitting hairs, and this is kind of like all-stars season caliber of like judging. Like, we have to really kind of split hairs here to see who we think should be in the top and who we should be in the bottom. But I think I'll just go down the list. I think Darlene is in the most perfect role for her. Like, honestly, she's just hilariously stupid. Mikey, I'll swing back around at the end. I think for Juicy, one, she kind of looks like Whitney Rose here from Salt Lake City.
She really does.
Especially because Whitney Rose had red hair this past season of Salt Lake City. But I got the sense, listening to her lines, she's supposed to be kind of the mean girl, reigning ballroom champion. But
or
I
like
did
the
not
new girl, or like something like that. Like, that's
she's like
the
a
energy.
plastic almost.
A little bit, like,
but like I didn't get the energy from her, and that was the main problem I had. I mean, choreography, Juicy, it's never going to be a problem. Like, the physicality was A+. but like it's a musical. There's an audio component and an acting component, and I think that's where she wasn't as successful as other queens. She was fine, and if there were more queens, she probably would be safe. But
Yeah.
we're now on to the final 8. Yeah, final 8 here.
Yeah.
Kenya looks great. She acted great. She was a female Billy Porter, top to bottom, just like I forget what their name is from Paris is Burning, who's just like OPULENCE.
That's not Venus. That's fuck. I can't think of it right now either. But
yeah, it's probably the most iconic clip from the movie, but Kenya was like very much Billy Porter, very much like encapsulated that sort of character. She did give off for me. I think the character was very pray tell, and
it was, yeah.
And I think that's what she was going for, and she aced it, in my opinion. It was the perfect character for her. Athena, I think, like we said, she was going for Elektra, and that was the character. The physicality was a little off for me. I thought she was a tad offbeat, and they talked about the Dr. Seuss voice. I'm going to be honest, like her voice and acting wasn't really as big an issue for me. I thought that was perfectly fine. It was just her physicality and her stage presence wasn't as commanding as I think she wanted it to be. It just felt like she was a half beat off rhythmically.
I said the same thing. I was watching her performance and I was like, is she off the music? Like, is she just not able to like, it felt almost like she wasn't able to hear the music at certain moments.
Yeah.
Because it felt like she was like a half beat behind the entire, like, especially during her solo. I was like, oh, like what? It was almost a little bit of like, oh girl, like, are you good? Like, what's going on here? Like,
yeah.
I was
and
a
as
little
somebody
concerned
with
there, yeah.
And I think you can relate to this. Like we both like have like go-go dancing experience. Like when you lose the beat, you have to kind of like pause for a second to internalize the beat, and then you're like, okay, I'm back. Like I can hear the music, I can feel the music.
Or when the DJ
again.
does some crazy shit and changes the RPM out of nowhere, and then you have to like completely shift absolutely everything you're doing on a fucking dime. I'm not speaking from experience, obviously, when a DJ goes from like 170 BPM to 50.
Yeah. You know, in those moments,
not
I have
speaking
a
from
filler.
Experience, of course.
Yeah, I think every DJ, you have only one time in your set you can do that, and I'll let you get away with it. But if like it's more than that, and I'm like, girl, you're getting too cute with it. You are getting too cute with it. I honestly sit there and I just flex and pose during those moments because I'm like, I'm not even gonna try and be on beat.
If they start trying to fuck with me, if I can rotate out, I do. I'm like, fuck it. I don't even need to be here. Like,
I'm not gonna be here for the stupid down tempo.
I will let someone else with less experience do it, and that's all shade. Like I'm just like, I don't care. Like I'm not putting myself through that. Sorry.
You can agree with me though. Like it sounds like you have a good internal rhythm. Like I don't know how to explain it. You just feel the rhythm in your body. You feel the music within you.
It's
and
musicality.
It feels like Athena. It just feels like maybe just doesn't have that, and she maybe has to work. It doesn't mean you can't get that. It just means you have to work harder to get to that level. And I felt like there was just times where the rhythm was just not within her. Like she just not have an internal rhythm. And for some people, that you just have to work harder to keep that rhythm consistent, and she just didn't when she was performing.
This also just like isn't a style that I would expect Athena to perform a lot. Like if you look at what she performs, if you look at her social media, a lot of what she performs are like ballads and big dramatic numbers. So something a little bit more mid-tempo with a little bit more of like a funk to it, I really don't see in her wheelhouse. So I agree with you. I just don't think she had that musicality that was necessary for this kind of Rusical. I really think if it was any other Rusical they've done on a US Drag Race season in the last 5 years, Athena would have been fine.
Yeah, I think
like fundamentally, I think she would have been fine.
A ballroom. This is a very physical Rusical.
Yeah.
Like if you're not much of a dancer and you survive this, like props to you, mama. Like you
truly,
you got through the gauntlet on this one, especially when it's final 8 and there's less places to hide. So
indeed, yeah.
I think Nene did great and had fun. I think she you could tell she was letting loose. And like Kenya said, she added a little
Oh.
spice to it. It wasn't as
I'm so sorry. You mean
wait, what? I did not catch that.
Oh, is it not coming through on your end?
I can barely hear.
Oh. It's let loose.
Oh.
I can ramp it real quick. Audio or headphone listeners, beware. Sorry. Shout out to the OG soundbite on the channel. Shout out to Lucy. Anyway.
Let loose, Lucy. Loose, Lucy. I think Nene did a great job. I think she let loose. I think she just had fun with it, and I think she got over the sort of her headspace going in, and you don't normally see that. So like kudos to Nene for doing that. Discord, I felt like did really well, and I think them as like the duo was like a perfect casting. Like I said, I think everybody was casted perfectly. I thought there were a couple of times that I could see Discord like the wheels turning a little bit, and she was thinking about choreography. Again, she's very open about this. It's not really her thing here, but I think what she delivered was very serviceable. I don't think it was bad by any stretch of the imagination. Like I said, anybody that I'm putting in the bottom three here, it's really just kind of like they were not as successful as other queens in this challenge. Jane, as expected, was great. She was amazing. She had this physicality that was so infectious. Like when she's that character, and I did a lot of theater. I felt like I got a lot of these roles too, where you're not the biggest role, but when you're in the scene, you are the scene. And when you come on stage, like you're the breath of fresh air into the thing. You're like, oh my gosh, like a new energy entered the room. And that was Jane here. And I think it made her stand out so well. So Jane, as expected, was great. I'm going to go back to Mikey now because she had this big like ending segment here with her big Fannie. Mikey was amazingly good, like so great in this role. I think she really showed off like her acting chops here. I think if there was a chance for honestly a double win, I think this would have been completely justified between Jane and Mikey, because I think Jane took a small role, or I think smaller role, but it's written really well and made it so memorable. And Mikey, the main role is so hard to pull off well. So I think it should be like rewarded when somebody gets the leading role really well. So
yeah, I definitely agree with a lot of what you said, and obviously I've given my thoughts a little bit already here. I think overall, my biggest issue with the whole thing was actually just the writing. Like, and it's interesting because I think so many Rusicals over the last couple of years on US, I've praised because I've really liked the writing of them. So it was weird. This one, I was like, it wasn't bad by any means. It felt a little bland. And for this subject matter, I was like, oh, okay, okay, cool, whatever. Like, that's, fine, sure. But with all of that, I do think, like you said, everyone did a really spectacular job here. No one sucked. No one, like, everyone on this cast on another season would have been at least safe. Like, that's the reality of it here for me, at least. I think everyone did really great. My top three would have been the same top three we had here, which were Jane, Mikey, and Kenya. I was so happy to see Kenya come out here and deliver such a strong performance. It just made me really happy as someone that's just been trying to champion Kenya this whole season. Like, she is just one of my absolute favorites. And to see her finally have a moment to just shine so spectacularly was so just, it made me so happy in a role that I think was perfect for her. She looked great. She performed it. And the thing I loved the most was that even when she was in the background, even when she wasn't active, she was still in character. She still had her physical comedy. This was a big redemption moment for her from Snatch Game, where she really just, that the physical comedy failed her, all of the above. Like, I would even maybe venture to say, like, maybe give Kenya the win. I don't think they want her long term in the rest of the competition, so I understand. Like, I would have absolutely loved to see Kenya get the win here, and I think in a lot of ways, based on Runway and Challenge, I think it would have been deserved. But I do as well think that both Jane and Mikey absolutely knocked it out of the park. Mikey as the lead here was phenomenal. I'm very happy that Nene decided not to be the lead, to give Mikey this opportunity to really shine in this role. I think this is a really great trajectory moment for Mikey, even though she didn't win this challenge. I think if Mikey wins this season, I think this is going to be a really great thing and a moment we're going to look back at if Mikey wins as part of the Mikey Meeks trajectory to winning season 18 of Drag Race, should she win. Jane took, the classic small role in a Rusical and really did it well. The one thing I will say is it felt very akin to a lot of things we've seen Jane do already. That's not a critique of Jane. That's just a critique of, I guess it, and you know what? Actually, I guess it is a critique of Jane. It's just, we've seen her do these similar grand over-the-top kind of characters. So she picked the right character for her. I just would like to, and it has nothing to do with her performance here, I want to see Jane step out of that box a little bit. I want to see Jane do something a little bit different. Because we get, I love the character comedy. I love the shtick we get. But a lot of her character comedy has felt a little bit samey. And I just would like to see something different from her at this point in the competition to kind of get a little bit of versatility from her.
Yeah, I think with her silly notes in her performance, I think are offset by her fashion, which is more serious and more, I think that's kind of what she's been going for as far as her presentation in Drag Race. I think she has her silly side, which is her performance, and then her fashion is serious and editorial, and I think that's what she's going for. But I agree, it would be nice if we saw a different tone or character from her.
Just a little bit of something different, like just to show that she is I have full faith that she's capable of delivering something a little bit different. I just would like to see it. That's just, I'm a greedy bottom. I just want to see it. That's just where I'm at right now. I think the two girls that ended up safe, Darlene and Nene, very good. I don't know what it is with Rusicals and having dog characters as of recent, but I guess that's the trend.
Well, if that's the trend, then that means Darlene Mitchell's winning the season. So, spoiler alert for UK.
At this rate, unless Darlene wins all of the next challenges, I don't know how we're seeing that, but I could see her making the finale at this point with how crazy and all over the place this season has been just in general. But
I think they've really they're trying to hide the winner, in my opinion. I think they're trying to spread it out a lot.
They're doing a good job at it, I will say, because they've not done a good job at that in past seasons. So
I think my top three and my bottom three are the same. Well, who's your bottom three?
It was Discord, Athena, and Juicy.
Yeah, I completely agreed with the judges this episode.
I think too.
I think they were perfectly fine judging wise. I think some of their critiques were a little weird, but I mean that's their opinion. They ultimately came to the same conclusion I did. So
yeah, I did agree with the judges, and like I said at the top of my critique, I think any of Discord, Athena, or Juicy would have been safe on any other Drag Race season where there were more girls or anything like that. But the level of quality and the caliber of all of these girls on the Pussy Staircase are just so high at this point that everyone is just giving and serving, that it's it is All Stars level judging, and it's All Stars level caliber of drag that we're talking about here. So it really is just that kind of season, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So, but overall, good Rusical. Weird writing, but the girls did the best they could with what they were given, and I think it was performed very, very well.
Yeah, I agree.
It feels to me kind of akin to the way I felt about the All Stars 10 Rusical. Weird writing, good performance.
I totally forget it now.
The evil villain with it was that group 2 one, Star Booty.
Star Booty. What?
I know it's a fever dream.
All Stars 10 is a fever dream. All
Stars 10 is a fever dream, and get ready because we're gonna have another fever dream of an All Star season here soon. No, it was when they had the good girls and the bad girls, and it was
yes,
it was Lydia, Georges, and Mistress. I'm so sorry, Isabella. And Nicole, Tina, and Carrie, and they were doing the Star Booty, the rebooty. It's kind of how I felt about that. Like, interesting, weird writing, but the girls did like a really good job with the weird writing. It's kind of
yep.
So
the writing is probably my biggest knock on the musical. The performances were really good. Music was fine. I probably will forget about this one after the season.
Yeah, me too. It's not going to be one of the things that it's not what I'm going to remember from this episode.
Yeah. I think we're going to get into what I'm going to remember from this episode.
Yes, so we're going to talk about the looks over on Look Over Here, so make sure to check that out. One of my favorite runway category names in Drag Race of all time category is Beige Against the Machine. Whatever intern came up with that name deserves a raise immediately.
Well, because Ru does not listen to Rage Against the Machine.
Absolutely not.
Actually, not in her wheelhouse.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me.
She had a punk era, but like Rage was relevant, like I think like 15 years after her punk era.
Who knows what music RuPaul listens to be honest.
I mean, I hope she listens to Rage Against the Machine. I think they're one of the greatest punk bands ever, period. So
it would be really funny if Ru listened to Rage Against the Machine, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
While she's making her TikToks, just, doing all that kind of shit. I don't know. But Mike, who stood out to you on the runway?
I had 2 favorites from this runway. I think there's a lot of great looks. I think this was pretty overall, other than I would say probably my bags were Kenya and not Darlene, Discord. Those are my 2 bags. I didn't like them. So but we don't have to go into them. My favorites were Jane. I think this is my favorite look she's had all season. The silhouette and like all the textures there, it was just a feast for the eyes in all the right way. And then for me, maybe this is weird, I thought it was so editorial and strange but excellent. I think Darlene
motherfucking Mitchell
runway.
Darlene motherfucking Mitchell again coming out and giving the most random couture bullshit and killing the runway.
Yeah. I loved also she had kind of a mopey painted face, and it reminded me of Ugacio Corriente's mop hands, like art, mopey, sad, like, which is one of the go look that up if you've never seen it. Espana 1 episode 1 is a design challenge,
so good.
And Ugacio's look is one of the best in any Drag Race period industry. It's so good. Amazing. And she like painted like this really like mopey sad, and I think Darlene did a similar thing, but it was very editorial and very gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So
yeah, Darlene was by far my favorite on this runway, without a question. I actually really liked everyone on this runway. There was not, I actually don't think there's a bag for me on this runway. I really enjoyed, I enjoyed everyone here, for a variety of different reasons. I'm excited to get into and look over here. I thought it was one of the stronger overall runways on this season.
And you would not expect it from beige. From beige.
Everyone said, oh, the category is beige, I have to kill it. And
you don't want to be the basic beige.
Nope, they really didn't, and they did not.
I will say, as this is kind of like an emerging storyline, because I know Juicy has been using the same designer for all of her looks this season. I love her look, but for me, it's getting to the point where it's like I expect something like this from Juicy,
and it's the same kind of thing every week.
And I'm wondering if it's because she's using the same designer. It's coming from the same visionary. They're all great. They're all fantastic. But I feel like we're not getting any different textures or ideas or perspectives from runways, because she's using somebody with the same perspective and mindset when they go into creating a look. And they're all great. They're all amazing. But variety is the spice of life. So...
yes, you're spot on. We've talked about it here on Look Over Here a couple of times already. Go back a couple of weeks ago when we had Sugar and Van on. We talked about it.
That was a good episode.
That was such a good episode. But we did have that discussion then of like it, and it's kind of unprecedented. We've never had someone other than people making their own stuff. We've really never had anyone on Drag Race use just like kind of the same designer. I don't think Juicy used another designer, to my knowledge, up until this point. I don't think she used anyone other than Rosha. And so it's really interesting. And other than the Celia Cruz, it doesn't really feel like a lot of the looks. I would say Celia Cruz and her entrance. It doesn't feel like any of her runways really give a full indication of Juicy's point of view either. And that's kind of the thing that's a little bit more frustrating for me, is like, I would like to see more of Juicy's point of view in drag. Like what we're seeing her wear now, like out in the world performing and touring, gives me more of an indication of Juicy than what I'm seeing on the runway. And what I'm seeing on the runway is a lot of really great clothes, but I'm seeing her as a mannequin almost for them. And I don't think, and it begs kind of that conversation. I don't personally, I think this is just me here, I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing when it comes to Drag Race. I don't know how great it is, but I don't know how much of a bad thing inherently it is.
Yeah, I think there's a good conversation to have there. I will say her Celia Cruz outfit, I love that because it showed like her Latin roots, her heritage. There were aspects of her personality that we've not gotten before. Like her Latin heritage, like I think that's the most that I've kind of seen like her pride in it. And I loved that. That was fantastic. So the fact that we got a different flavor, it may be as small as like she was wearing a wig. So she hasn't worn a lot of wigs. Neither is Nene, but
and if they've both been wearing small wigs, which is like not a bad thing, but you know.
But they look fantastic. But I think that's something that I understand what Ru is saying. I did say the critique is silly, but I think maybe that's what Ru is going for. Is like we want to see different aspects of you, and it's kind of hard when you brought this runway package and you're like, well, this is just all I have to just portray myself. And so maybe Juicy feels like she might be in a corner here. It'll be interesting going forward how Juicy performs in the competition.
I think we're going to see, we're going to see that next week, not only with what happened in this episode, but we're going to see it with the challenge. I'm really quite excited to see, what goes on with that. But we get into Untucked and it's baby. Ooh.
I actually did not see Untucked this week. So
I saw bits and pieces of it. Basically, the main thing to bring up is that Athena and Juicy quickly realize they're probably lip syncing against each other.
Mm-hmm. Heavy atmosphere then.
Yeah. And it's it's one of those things. It's not super fun, but they had prepared for it. They knew that that possibility was coming, so you got to prepare for all possibilities on Drag Race. And
it's crazy that it happens every time. What, you have twins on the season and they lip sync against each other? That's so wild. I would never have guessed that was going to happen. Of course this was going to happen.
Yana Sofia, scandalo. Yeah.
I think, I think that the producers were kind of maybe holding out for maybe this eventuality, like this potential, like, could we ever do it? Oh, we can do it now, and it makes sense. So we're going to do it this week.
Yeah, I definitely think that's, that was the scenario as well. It sucks, but that is, the situation at hand. And let's get into it. So our top three, we have Jane, Mikey, and for the first time this season, Kenya! Kenya!
Because I need some points on my draft team. Please. Please.
We'll get there, my love. We'll get there.
Oh, do we have to?
Yes, because I'm here. And I also have Kenya, so yes. We were the smart
points. I'm so happy.
Yes, I'm very, very, very happy for both of us here. That Miss Kenya Pleaser is in the top. Unfortunately, she did not do what she wanted to accomplish this week and win the challenge, because that goes to Jane.
Good job. I'm happy for her.
I am too. I think I would have given it to Mikey. I'm gonna say it.
If there's one winner, I would have given it to Jane. If they wanted to do a double win, I would have been perfectly okay with a Mikey Jane double win.
Sure.
Yeah. No, that's where I'm at. I'm fine with this outcome. I was actually perfectly fine with the judging this week.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I just think, it comes down to, Jane really took that solo part, that small little interlude part, and really made the most out of it. I just think, for me personally, I think Mikey was just so consistent throughout the whole Rusical that I think that really edged her out for me. But I'm really happy for Jane, obviously. I think she killed it. So either way, I think I would have been more happy with a double win, or a scenario where Kenya got a win, because I really do think Kenya anchored this Rusical in quite a phenomenal way as well. I'm very happy she was in the top, but I do think I do still think there is merit to the potential of a Kenya win here.
That's a good point to bring up, because now that I'm thinking about the performances that were introducing the ballroom scene, Juicy and Athena were fine, but they weren't necessarily strong. So I think for the audience members, it might have felt like kind of like let's get to a point where I can dig into something. And I think Kenya being there was that something that they could be like, oh yes, this, absolutely this. I think, give Kenya some of her flowers, because she really anchored the center part of the music, the Rusical. I think without that, it would have felt like the middle part would have gone on forever until we got to Jane, I think, was the first time when we get a top tier performance.
Yeah, because you had the Kenya and Juicy moment, and then you had the Nini and Discord moment, which was fine because they worked really well together. But honestly, I do think in a lot of ways, Kenya anchored the Rusical, and you know what? I'm going to take it back. I do think Mikey did really well. I think Kenya should have won this Rusical, and I stand by that opinion. I'm going to say it.
Fuck it. Give it to Kenya.
Fuck it. Give it to Kenya. I would have loved to
am
see
for it. I love Kenya.
It's a design challenge next week. She's probably going home. Give her the win eliminated storyline, whatever.
Is it makeover?
No, it's design challenge. We'll talk about it at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, but
they didn't really in the promo.
I only know it because I have Philo and they have the descriptions up. So yeah, so we'll talk about it. But our bottom three here, Athena, Discord, and Juicy. I really thought Discord had kind of mixed critiques, so I didn't. This is according to the Fandom Wiki. Thank you, Fandom Wiki, for all of your phenomenal, beautiful work. But I really thought Discord had kind of mixed critiques to the point where I thought she was more top than bottom. But I guess I see where the bottom, because they had critiqued her on
her runway.
Her runway and her dancing and things like that. So I see it. I would have liked to see, a Discord high placement for this as well. But I think, I don't think there was any universe where Discord would have been in the bottom here.
No, I think it was a very clear bottom two for me this week.
It's mother-daughter.
Yeah.
I won't use the G word, Athena, I promise. But it is Athena and Juicy lip syncing to Call Me When You Break Up by Selena Gomez, Benny Blanco, and Gracie Abrams. I mean, beyond it just being an emotional lip sync, like we'll get to that. I thought these two killed it, to be honest with you. This is a wordy fucking song.
Yeah.
This is a mouthy song, and they both had every single bit of that song down. They had their mouths around that song on top of the emotions that they both already had to deal with. That's fucking impressive. That is the sign of two fucking impressive professional drag artists. So I'm going to give them both just the utmost praise for that off the bat. And then you add the emotional element on top of that, and I'm just like, oh, baby.
Yeah.
Like it was yeah.
I think they both did really, really well. I will say Athena, this is going to come off like a shady critique, but she kind of had this sort of park and bark cadence to her thing, which is not bad inherently. I just think you have to emote a lot if you're going to park and bark. I know I've seen park and bark like lip syncs that are so powerful. One of the strongest lip syncs I have ever seen in my life was a live performance from Cornbread Jete. She was just sitting and she did this like ballad. And I think it was I'm Not Going Home.
Oh my God.
And she was like, there was like sweat and tears like coming down her by the end of it. And the entire theater like erupted in like applause, like and stood up. It was one of the most powerful things. So parking and barking definitely works well. I just think you have to emote so much more to catch the eye. And I think Juicy did a lot to capture the eye and had a lot of good emoting from her choreography. I will say at the very end, where Juicy is sitting on Athena's knee and she's like talking to her like it's her like she is her daughter, and I like got goosebumps, and I was like, oh Ru, like if you have it in you, please save both of them. That is such a
I really don't think they had it in the production budget to do it, unfortunately. Like it sucks, but that
image is seared in my mind, and I think it's one of the most powerful moments, one of the biggest moments from this season is that image.
I agree completely.
Right there.
I agree completely.
And Juicy broke lip sync, but like you could totally understand given the circumstances. Like nobody blames her in that moment. It's such an emotional moment, and it was beautiful. And I thank them for letting us into seeing their relationship. It was beautiful to see, and I got goosebumps. Me and Jonathan were like, oh my God. Like I was like touching my arm because I had like hairs on end because I literally had goosebumps.
Yeah.
I won a double win, but I think for me, the right person won this lip sync.
I am gonna agree with that as well. I think the difficulty for Athena, because I do agree to an extent about like the good Park and Bark. Like I've seen good, phenomenal Park and Bark lip syncs. I think the difficulty for Athena is she just was in the worst possible outfit to lip sync in for this.
Yeah.
And I really don't think, now I think this is a song that the two of them will be performing together for the rest of their careers because, this is now their song. But I think the difficulty for Athena in this lip sync, in this competitive environment, is just she is in the wrong outfit. And that's just kind of how it happens sometimes on Drag Race, is you're just in the wrong outfit. You're going to do the best you can. I thought she did do a great job at emoting. This is an interesting lip sync song where it's so mid-tempo that you kind of just have to sell the emotion of it. And what I really appreciated was getting to see a different lip syncing style from Juicy. I think that was my biggest, beyond the emotional moments and beyond, all of that. I think the biggest thing for me taking away from this lip sync was getting to see a different lip syncing style from Juicy. And I really appreciated that from her. Not seeing the stunts, not seeing, the big over the top production style moments, but really just getting to see her serve an emotional moment. And I said, okay, Juicy, we're seeing Juicy.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that translates through to the judges. Like, I think it will. And I think that end moment really struck for Juicy because I think she knew as well, oh crap, I just sent my mom home, but also I'm staying in the competition. Like it really was just a big emotional moment. I really felt for both of them here because it's not an easy position for either one of them to be in here.
You know what it reminded me of? And I just thought about this. It reminded me of when in the final lip sync of Philippines 3, Maxi brings up Angel onto the stage.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I got goosebumps and I was like, I love you, Kiana, but you just lost the season.
Yeah, just a little bit. I feel that.
It was a very emotionally charged moment, and it was them letting us into their own relationship. Another familial relationship on Drag Race. Yep. So it reminded me
that
a
one
lot.
biologic, this one, drag family, gay family, but
chosen family.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But we do get Juicy staying, and who would have thought we lose Athena Dion? No!
I have Kenya and a prayer left.
You do.
I have Kenya and a prayer left. So, Athena, you will always. I do not regret drafting you first. I'm so glad to have you on my team. You killed it. You showed us why your mother. You showed us why you are the mother of Mykonos.
Yes.
I'm happy with what she brought onto the season. And it's sad to see her go, but what a run. What a run. She was a known figure coming in. She's one of those kind of like known names outside of Drag Race. And she showed us that she is fierce and she has built this house. And we saw it on this season. We saw her legacy on this season with her. And her legacy is continuing on after her. We can talk about that a little bit because I actually have maybe a theory about that.
I was gonna say I've been waiting to see Athena on Drag Race for years. I've followed her for a while. I was quite excited to see Morphine get on because I thought, okay, if Morphine's on now, then we're bound to see Athena in a couple of years. And 13 tries later, Athena finally gets her shot, and I absolutely adore Athena. I think she is just the perfect reality TV drag persona. Like, she is just comforting, delusional when she needs to be in just the best way. She understands so many different kinds of people. She is just a queen for the people. And I'm so happy that so many people around the world now get to experience Athena Dion, because she deserves that for the amount of work that she's put in to her house, her drag community. I'm so proud of her run. I do obviously wish she had made top 4, but on this caliber of a season, you know, she did a fucking phenomenal job, and I absolutely adore her. So good job, Athena. Love you, girl. Let's get this over with real quick for you.
Yeah.
Let's get this over. Mike, you and Jonathan are still in 4th.
Last.
4th. We're saying 4th here on this podcast.
I'll take last. I want to be
last. Fine, you said it. Last.
I finished last.
With, well, good to know. Very good information to have. With 47.5 points. Now keep that number in mind. While I go through everyone else. Lana is in 2nd place with 69.5, or 3rd place with 69.5 points.
Nice.
Sugar, 2nd place, 85.5 points. I am currently leading the draft with 102.5 points.
Who's on your team?
I still have my entire team left.
I was about to say, I think
I have Jane, Discord, Kenya, and Mikey.
Wow. Look at you.
I have my whole team left going into top 7, which I think is kind of crazy. I did not expect that in the slightest, but you know, we're here and we're existing with it.
I said it on Traders, and I'll say it here. Like, I am feast or famine with these drafts. Like, really I'm either in first and nobody, because on UK Drag, I had Bones and I had L. I had the top 2 of the season, or like nothing, just nothing.
Yeah, you and I were out first in the Traders draft over there.
Yeah, I was I was happy to be out first, honestly. With the person I had on.
I mean, I lasted long enough with Queen Natalie Anderson, so I'll take it. But all right, now I want to, before we talk about the preview for next week, I want to get into your theory. I've been patiently waiting, so I want to hear, because I talked about who I think the 3 front runners are in Nene, Mikey, and Jane. I'm curious because I have a good idea. Who are you thinking at this point? At this point in the competition? Of everybody here, who would be the 3?
The 3? I actually, I'm going to assume it's a Final 4 because it'll get.
Oh, have you not heard that reference before?
Oh, no.
Oh, it's Alyssa.
Oh,
it's Trixie quoting Alyssa, where she's like, "Of everybody here, who would be the 3?" Sorry, go ahead. It's one of my vocal stems.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I think Mikey and Nene are going to make top 4. I think they're going to make finale. But they kind of give me the edit they're kind of giving me is kind of like, it's kind of like a rose. It's kind of like somebody who is like their trajectory is like going up, or they're like very like polished, but they just the judges don't see them, I guess, as the winner. I think there are 2 potential winners in my mind. The obvious one being Jane, just track record. She's killing it. If we were going on track record alone, Jane, easy, and it's not even a competition. She's so much, like, her track record is so much like head and shoulders, I think, above everybody else at this point.
Right.
She would have to just consistently bomb the next few challenges, and if next week is designed, I don't see that happening.
No.
And the other person is actually Juicy. Because I think Juicy, one, she has 2 wins, and she also has this sort of like, just because she's been in the bottom a lot. I mean, there are really good winners who've been in the bottom a lot. I look at people like Simone, who was in the bottom a couple of times. Anya was in the bottom a couple of times. Like, being in the bottom doesn't automatically mean you have no shot. Like, Willow was in the bottom right before the finale. So being in the bottom is not, like, for me, like a sign that you're like out.
Priyanka. I mean, if we're looking internationally.
Yep. Say her name.
Priyanka. judge on
you.
Canada's Drag Race All-Stars, Priyanka.
Yes. So I just think as far as like story-wise, I think a lot of this season you have to really point out that it is revolving around this Dion family.
Yeah.
And now there's no Dion family left except for Juicy.
Except for
So
Juicy,
I
yeah.
think there's this storyline of like she can have this upward trajectory, and if she has that, I think she is well positioned to win and take home, win it all and take home the crown. Because I think if she performs well, if she's not performing well in the next few weeks, I could see like maybe she makes it there but just doesn't win. But like,
Yeah.
it just depends on her performance going forward, because it's a very volatile position to be in. But if she nails it and she's showing herself and she's really like committing, I honestly see the judges as being like, we could let her have the win. And in all honesty, I think in a lot of ways the judges are kind of seeing her as like a stand-in for Georges winning for All-Star 10.
I can see it. I can see it.
Because I think the way that the paradigm, the type of drag queen they see Juicy, I think is the same type of drag queen they see Georges being. Honestly, I think they see them in the. I don't think they're the same queen, but I think producers and the way they make their storylines and the way they see drag queens and their archetypes, they're in the same sort of camp. So I think people will equate the two if Juicy wins. That's just why I see it. The two, I think, is like either a Jane win or a Juicy win. That's just where I'm at right now. And it depends all on like how Juicy does in the next few weeks. If she doesn't have this upward trajectory that I think she probably will have, I'm just going to put my money down on that. If she doesn't have that, then I would say, okay, Jane wins the season, and then that's that. So
I think it's quite an interesting, thing to look at too, because I very well could see that happening. I could. And I think the interesting thing with Juicy is fully capable of lip syncing her way to the top 4. I think that is 100% viable. And I think if the judges kind of clean slate a top 4 situation and they go off of talent, the thing is, and if you're looking at track record as well, even if Juicy does end up in the bottom 1 more or even 2 more times before the finale, she's got 2 wins. And they're 2 very different wins. Juicy is kind of she's such an interesting enigma on this season, because she is just up and down and up and down. She is not she does not have a very standard Drag Race track record in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And I think that's just a really interesting position for her to be in. Obviously, probably very emotionally taxing in the moment.
I can imagine.
I can only imagine. But, I think there definitely is merit to that scenario. I wouldn't be mad at a Juicy win, because I do really like her. I find myself, relating to her and her story in a lot of different ways. I find Juicy to be one of the more relatable people on this season. And I think that in a lot of ways just comes down to how much we've seen of the Dions on this season. And I don't see that as a negative per se. I just think, obviously we had her and Athena and Mia, by proxy on the season. So I just think there's a lot of them is being shown. So I think that's feasible. I really do. Now, will she make it there, given that next week is a design challenge? Jury's out on that one. Yeah, they didn't show much of next week's challenge, but because I have Philo, I get to see the lovely descriptions for next week and what so please welcome back to the competition. I don't know who's coming back. I don't know what that part of the challenge entails. But the title of next week's challenge is Drag in a Bag. And the description is, RuPaul throws a spectacular curveball at the queens with the 3rd design challenge of the season.
The fact that it's 3 design challenges makes me feel like they wanted Jane to just win it all.
That's what it seems like to me as well.
Like it's like, oh Raja, you're the designer. Here's 3 design challenges.
Oh Van, here's 3 design challenges.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was rigged for Van. I'm not saying that actually.
No.
Van deserved it on merit and also got 4 wins. Thank you very much.
Look, everyone who wins Drag Race, I think they've deserved. I don't think there's a winner that debate one. I could think of one. Anyways,
King Tyra.
I wasn't even gonna say her name, but like
I'll say it.
Yeah, I don't want to give her the dignity. Anyway, moving on from that horrible person.
Oh, I don't care. Fuck that bitch. But I understand.
Fuck her. Talking about Billy Porter.
Love.
Yeah, I think, if the challenges are in front of you, like take it. Like I love that Jinx won All-Star 7, but I also acknowledge half of the challenges were like acting improv challenges. I understand that was weighing the scale heavily in her favor. So like, just call it out for what it is. This is definitely Jane's wheelhouse. So the fact that there's 3 design challenges is something to take note of.
Correct. I definitely don't think, it's not inherently Jane's. I think there's a couple of other girls that could get something. I think Nene is one of them. I think Discord is someone that really could get a good redemption from, the first couple of design challenges where like the first one wasn't exceptional and the second one she did a pretty good job in. So, I think we could maybe finally get a win in Discord's, track record, trajectory for the season as well. I think there's a lot of different potential for this challenge.
And I also think like just because like there's a certain type of challenge doesn't mean that one queen is going to win automatically. I look at like season 7, there were so many acting challenges and Violet Chachki won the season. So like that's a fashion design queen, but she got her way through all the comedy acting challenges and won the season and never lip synced either. So
well, yeah, that's because Miss Fame was there and did worse in all of them.
Yeah, fair. True.
I love Fame. I love Fame with every fiber of my being, but she did worse in all of them. But
I agree.
But yes. So on that note, look at us. 2 hours, 2 of us. That's how it goes. We talk too much, but
it's us.
It's
us. Just specifically you and me.
Yep. Every time we do it, it's a 2-hour episode. But hey, it happens. This is, y'all know, if you subscribe to the channel, we go long. It's what we do. When
you saw it was just our 2 pictures, you didn't even have to look at the timestamp. You knew how long this podcast was going to be.
I hope you all brought snacks. Let us know what you've been snacking on in the comments below while watching this. If you've been stoning a harness like I have, or, doing some crafts or something, let us know what crafts you've been doing while you've been, casually listening to this in the background. Because that is the kind of, podcasting we do, and we love it because, it's the kind of podcast I listen to. So
that's how I listen to podcasts. It's
same
on in the background while I'm cooking or cleaning or whatever.
That part. So thank you for joining us for this lovely episode, talking about episode 9 of RuPaul's Drag Race season 18. We will be back with our Look Over Here episode talking about the Beige Against the Machine runway. So make sure to check that out. Subscribe for all of our fabulous drag content. Make sure to check out everything we've got going on across the Cup Network. All of our links are down in the description below. On your way out, go check out another episode of ours. Go grab some merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. And with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here, y'all. So cheers. Bye.
Bye.